Welcome to part 23 of Let's Play Knights of the Old Republic. We're gonna hit Nar Shaddaa, and this is apparently the best.
Well, here we are. The Smuggler's Moon. It's the gaping maw of Nar Shaddaa, swallowing all the cargo and spaceport thugs the galaxy has to offer. Mandalorians, mercenaries,
Weird.
war veterans, and pilots from the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War ended up on Nar Shaddaa, from all sides of the conflict. When the last war ended, there was no place left for them to go. Nar Shaddaa's a rough place and easy to get lost in. Or for someone to get lost. If we wanted to keep out of sight from the Sith for a while, you couldn't pick a better spot.
That's Nar Shaddaa.
It means glorious jewel in Huttese, but don't let that fool you. It's the central breeding grounds of the Hutts. Nar Shaddaa orbits it. Nar Shaddaa's as slimy as the Hutts. Lots of swamp and bloated gas. It's where those slugs reach out and grab chunks of the galaxy. Trust me, we're not going to go anywhere near the place unless we want to be washing the stink out of our clothes for the next few years.
Lots of ex-soldiers.
Yeah. Some came looking for work running freight and cargo. Still, there's only so many ships to go around and so many workers. So others lend their weapons to the Hutts in the exchange. It's become a prime base for raider recruitment across the galaxy.
How hard would it be to find a Jedi here?
It won't be easy. There's so much traffic on Nar Shaddaa. Finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector. There's a lot more traffic there, and it's harder for people to spot you coming in. Or find you once you arrive.
You sound like you've been here before.
Anyone flying the Star Lanes has docked on Nar Shaddaa at least once. I wouldn't want to live there, and I doubt anyone does by choice.
It's the refugee sector.
Not everyone who came to Nar Shaddaa were soldiers. A lot of worlds were destroyed by the Mandalorians, and the Jedi. Left a lot of people wandering the galaxy.
Alright. How hard will it be to hide here?
Shouldn't be too hard. There's so much traffic on Nar Shaddaa, finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector. There's a lot more traffic there, and it's harder for people to spot you coming in. Or find you once you arrive.
Alright. Let's take him in.
I've plotted a course for the refugee sector, and we should touch down within the hour. Once we're down, we should finally be able to breathe easy. There's no way anyone's going to find us here.
Perhaps you have heard that the Jedi comes to Nar Shaddaa. While she walks upon the Smuggler's Moon, she is not to be harmed. Observe her, track her, but do not eclipse her movements, or I shall eclipse yours.
How must we watch? We have hunted them so long. Now we must wait.
You must, because one Jedi attracts others. It is the way of things.
Goto's head is filled with madness. Zug family hunt the galaxy. Look for Jedi. Jedi finally comes here and we can no longer hunt. There's no sense in it. If you wish to live, you should respect Goto's wishes. Beautiful Jedi has run for years. She will not stay on this moon forever. Let the Zugs defy Goto. After I've collected their body, I'll keep their heads as trophies. You must leave threats unspoken, Han Har. You are carried too far from World of Trees. I hear you've not Even collect life debt from little red man, human female. She may fool you twice. Sheer crash Zugs should be very dead now. KOTOR or not, I'll carve a bloody swath through your entire family, Zug, I swear to you.
If KOTOR's vessel is no longer neutral ground, inform us so that we might initiate assassination protocols and commence firing at once.
Be unwise to commit violence here. KOTOR's order was clear. We're not to harm the beautiful Jedi while she walks on Nar Shaddaa. Thus we are attacked first, we are permitted to defend ourselves.
Observation. Jedi follow the self-destructive path of pacifism and tolerance. They will not attack first.
This Jedi is different. Golo told us to leave the Jedi alone, but he said nothing of the Jedi's companions. Oh boy.
Ah, the beautiful stench and decay of desperate living.
This moon, it teems with life. It is difficult to center oneself.
Never have I been to a place so alive with the Force, yet so dead to it. The contrast is like a blade.
Word of warning, watch where you step, or you'll fall for hours.
Gonna be okay on this landing pad?
Most of the landing pads around here are unclaimed, or should be. They're pretty badly maintained, so they're not safe to land on. Well, I mean, not this one. But they all have the reputation, so we should be all right. I think.
Ebon Hawk looks a little exposed.
Maybe a little, but landing here means we didn't have to transmit our ID signature. You know what trouble that always brings. In fact, while we're here, we should get those signatures changed. Wouldn't make us such a target when we enter a new system.
Any problems with the docking authorities?
No, but I forgot to tell them we were landing. The refugee sector's a dead zone. No one cares too much who flies in and out of here as long as they're not carrying cargo that the exchange or the Hutts might want a piece of. Sure, most of the land... Well, I mean... Yeah, in all its glory. Don't get your hopes up from what you see here, though. As soon as we hit the main sector, that's when the smell and the mobs can get pretty bad.
Alright, let's move on.
Alright then, let's move out. Where are we headed exactly?
It does not matter where we go. If what we seek is here, we shall come upon it in due time.
Yeah, if you want to stay on the ship and meditate some more, don't let us stop you. Then just being here should be enough. People in the refugee sector don't tend to ask too many questions. We should be safe enough.
Wouldn't mind getting some new equipment.
There should be a central trading hub up ahead. Their stock's probably not the best, but they may have some things worthwhile.
I know more about the bounty.
That means finding either a bounty hunter, a ranking member of the exchange, or someone willing to talk. None of which are too appealing. Bounty hunters in the exchange are going to want to shoot you. And someone who is willing to talk to anyone. Which means trouble.
The bounty is a waste of our efforts. All that matters is the Jedi. The intentions of the thugs of this moon are of no consequence.
Forgive me, but these bounty hunters pose a threat to her. Their persistence is unusual, and if they're not stopped, one of them may prove lucky.
I agree. They're nothing more than a distraction. But even a distraction may prove fatal at a critical moment. We must protect her.
If you are so certain of your path, then do what you will. It makes no difference.
It's up to you. There's bound to be someone in the sector willing to spill their guts for a credit or two.
If he's here, I want to find him.
Finding a Jedi, or anyone else touched by the Force here, will be difficult. The mass of people, the rush of their emotions. It makes detection difficult. But this moon does not get any smaller while we wait. This sector is as good as any place to begin our search, so let us begin.
Well, if we're gonna search a moon of a few billion inhabitants for one Jedi that even our own can't sense, might as well start as soon as possible.
See where our path takes us.
Alright, if you have any questions, just ask. We should be able to leave the ship here as long as we want. No one supervises these landing pads anymore.
You there!
Uh-oh.
What's with you? Letting that piece of junk sink its struts into my landing pad!
Force persuade.
It'll be fine where it is. Yeah, I guess you're right. And by right, I mean you're wrong. Telling me it'll be fine where it is. What, you think I'm stupid? I got another ship coming in, and unless you want that piece of junk's hull crushed flat, you better move it. Got it?
You can pay for the space and your time.
Yeah. Right now, all I'm hearing is talk. How much you offering?
3, I guess 50 credits would be enough.
Done! Pleasure doing business with you. I got some visitors booked for your space, but I'm sure the two of you can work it out when they arrive.
Yeah, this isn't... Okay. The mouse is not working for some reason. Which is probably going to require a restart of the game. Shoot. Yeah, just a second. I have to reboot the game. Yeah, the specific issues seem to be the video that played right beforehand. So I got Baudur. Feats. What kind of feats can we take? Toughness seems like a good investment. Alright. Let's quick save. Just a second. I was reading. I probably should have gone to this planet first, actually. It's pretty critical for Atten's influence, and you meet an important character here, too. You wander too far, human. We warned you what happened, but your kind not listen. Break legs, maybe you not wander so far.
No, look, you can't keep us trapped in the refugee sector. We can't survive there. You've got us locked in.
Now your place, human. Your place is there, not here. Another human. What you look at? What's going on here? Exchange business, human. Not for your seeing, unless you want to lose your eyes. I'm gonna let you hurt that man. Stand away from him. One human. Not amusing fight. More than one human, a little better. Spill more blood.
More where that came from. More where that came from. More where that came from.
See ya.
Thanks for your help. They would have crippled me for sure.
Why are they hurting you?
Well, they
Hunting
work for
you?
the exchange, for a Quarren named Visquis. He's looking to step up in the exchange. The only language the exchange respects is money, so Visquis is trying to increase his profits by using the refugees here in Nar Shaddaa as a cheap labor force. We're only good to him as slaves and merchandise. He wants to keep us in one place, so he can control us. That's always been the way. Well, except lately.
What do you mean?
The exchange has been clamping down on the refugee sector hard, and I've no idea why. They've started kidnapping people, hurting others, but there seems to be no reason to it.
Just a second, I want to move my overlay. It's a little off kilter. Where can I find him?
You don't. He comes to you. If he's got reason to. Either because you can help him out, or because you're making trouble. Either way, it's not a good thing.
He's glad to help. Better head up before you run into more
Whatever
trouble.
your reasons, thanks.
Yeah, we're fully light. It's pretty easy.
Spare a few credits, friend?
I can, in exchange for some information.
All right. I don't know much beyond the refugee sector here, but I can share what I know. This sector's filled with refugees from the Jedi Civil War, and even as far back as the Mandalorian Wars. Refugees and war veterans both. And anyone else who was rendered homeless by the war. The Jedi destroyed planets across the galaxy, and here's where the wreckage ended up.
Sith did this.
That's two names for one thing. It's difficult to tell in the Crossfire, and the Sith were led by Jedi. In the end, it didn't make much difference.
Where are the refugees here?
A lot of space lanes cross at Nar Shaddaa, and once here, it's hard to move on. Even fighter pilots from the war can't get work at the docks. The freighter crews are full up. There's no work here and no way out, unless you want to become a hired muscle for the exchange, or work in a Hutt slave camp. No, should I? He doesn't sound like a Hutt. What, is he a bounty hunter or an exchange boss?
He's a Jedi Master.
Jedi Master? There aren't any Jedi Masters in the galaxy, let alone on Nar Shaddaa. This place is a cesspit, with the exchange and the Hutts stabbing their claws into everything. But you know, I did hear something about a bounty on Jedi, though. Something the exchange posted. Doesn't matter, though. Aren't any more Jedi around, so no one's going to be collecting that bounty. Not much to say, except it's a high price. You need to find a bounty hunter to get more, and they've been pretty scarce lately. You might have more luck trying to find someone connected to the exchange. And I don't mean some spaceport muscle, I mean someone connected. Well, they tend to lay low. To be honest, it's like with bounty hunters. You may need to do something to get their attention. Friend, you did promise some credits in exchange for information.
Yeah?
Look, one other thing. It's obvious you're new around here. I can tell it just by looking at you. Nar Shaddaa can be a rough place, and easy to get lost in. If you want, I can keep an ear out for you. Let you know if I hear anything.
I'd appreciate that.
I'll do that then. I'll come seek you out if I hear anything I think you might want to know.
I saw what you did to those exchange thugs, stranger. Can you spare a few credits, maybe help another refugee in need? Thank you, stranger. I won't forget your kindness.
Why did you do such a thing? Such kindnesses will mean nothing. His path is set. Giving him what he has not earned is like pouring sand into his hands.
It may help him.
And would that be a kindness? What if by surviving another day he brings a greater darkness upon another?
Or what if he doesn't?
The Force binds all things. The slightest push, the smallest touch, sends echoes throughout life. Even an act of kindness may have more severe repercussions than you know or can see. By giving him something he has not earned, perhaps all you have helped him become is a target. Seeing another elevated often brings the eyes of others who suffer. And perhaps in the end, all you have wrought is more pain. And that is my lesson to you. Be careful of charity and kindness, lest you do more harm with open hands than with a clenched fist.
I'll consider what you said, but I don't think I'll...
Mind what I have said. Use your power, but in its proper place.
It gains your influence with Kreia, which is helpful for more dialogue options, mostly. Soup Garage.
And what did she want?
Just answers to some questions. Asked about a Jedi Master of all things.
Really? Interesting.
I'm TT-32, the 32nd Maintenance Assistant Model to be employed by my master. How may I assist you? 32nd? Oh yes, the previous 31 models were employed by Master Tien have met explosive ends or were shut down when they were unable to receive. It's not Master Tien's fault, however, he's simply forgetful due to his age and failing eyesight. I am proud to have lasted this long. Many accidents have occurred here in the garage, and sometimes when equipment is used improperly, damage to droids or to the surrounding environment occurs. But please ignore the carbon scoring on the walls. The accidents are frequent, and Master Tien is truly a craftsman. Afraid all transactions must be cleared through Master Tien. Is there any other way I may be of assistance? Alright, I'll be going. Tien Tub. But yeah, you can have no intention of listening to Kreia, but you should still tell her you'll consider what she said because it gains you influence with her. Zeeson Shah Initiate Armor. Which I already have equipped. Looks like that wraps in. Well, let's go talk to Mr. Tub then, I suppose. See what he's offering. When I leave the Hydrospanner. Yeah, who's that? Is someone in front of me? Raise your chin 5 degrees and rotate your head 15 degrees to your right, Master Tien. Ah, darkness fallen on my curse of age. What brings you here, visitor? Are you alright? Alright, yes, my eyes have failed before their time, but my hands and hearing are still sharp.
Sullistan's hearing's pretty sharp, if you couldn't guess from the lobes.
I'm not blind to sounds, no matter how quiet, so just be with respect. Now, what brings me here? What brings you here? I came here to do business. Good, good. Business is always welcome. What kind of business, you inhuman? Looking for equipment and parts. Then you've come to the right place. This is the finest vehicle repair shop, this side of the moon.
Big Ears here might know someone who can change the Ebon Hawk's ID signature. Could be useful for avoiding notice.
Yeah, what is Big Ears? Compliments will not get you a discount. Can you change the ship's ID's transponder codes? Could I? Will I? Not legal. Frowned upon by government peoples with Botham and Stunners. Bad troubles for team. I could pay you for your time. It's not a matter of payment, it's a matter of equipment. Transponders cards are permanent once written. I have none. I would need a new transponder card you wish to use, or a blank card and ID signature. Bring me this and we can discuss payment. Can I use your workbench? Ah yes, you may avail yourself to it, it is no trouble. Please return the hydro splitter to its proper place when it is done. Then the fusion cutter and the plasma torch. Alright, so we need to find those things. One thing before you go, I was wondering if I may prevail you for a favor. It's come to my attention that my predecessor wasn't carelessly destroyed by Master Teen. What happened to him? After the last accident here in the garage, he was scrapped. He was then picked up by a junk dealer, a kind of cannibal by the name of KOTOR. Filthy beast, large tusks, very unpleasant. What would you like me to do? I was wondering if you might be able to get him back. Not for sentimental reasons, mind you. Utility during question has some plans of Master Tien stored in its memory core. Plans are really quite necessary to be retrieved. What plans? Not at liberty to say. They really are quite sensitive. Suffice to say they are necessary. They are dangerous, are they? Oh no, there's simply schematics for a new prototype droid shield. Quite fascinating, really. One of his rare moments of... Of course, it occurs to me I shouldn't have said that to you just now. If we need the schematics, we intend to stay in business. Master Tien has fallen on hard times. So the schematics are nice. And they need it to remain in business. If I can get a free version of the part once it's built, then I'll do it. Oh, thank you. I knew your help was sent you as soon as my photoreceptors focused on you. If you retrieve my predecessor's memory core, then I would be most appreciative. Where can I find him? Main hub in the refugee sector. You should have a graveyard of poor droids around him. Be careful, his Oculus-Go code is a really rather nasty specimen. IT-31 Astromech droid. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna need more components.
hunters have been laying low recently, like they're waiting for something.
Vosk. You're brave to walk your ex-Jedi and landing on Nar Shaddaa. You stepped into the Crate Dragon's jaws. Who in the heck are you? I am Vosk, once of the Bounty Hunters Guild, but no longer. You have nothing to fear from me. And why is that? Because I am no longer of them. I do not hunt as they do, as cowards. Honorless betrayers. Membership in the guild is name only. Monster killers, assassins. Something has taken their hunter's heart and twisted it. Those of the guild no longer take pleasure in the hunt, only in the kill. Bounty hunting has become murder. You know who's hunting me. Draw out the bounty hunters, let them collect the bounty, then you will find out. Prime bounty hunters there are many. Pair nest of Gan to have come, all of them having left their colony. They will not say why they come here to hunt. They have strange perspectives on life, on hunting, but they are very effective. Who else? There are the twin sons, two Twilight slaves from Ryla, slaves who killed their masters and developed a taste for it. They have mastered the dance of death. Very beautiful, very dangerous. Anyone else? There are the Zug brothers, of course. Cast from Duros for attempting to wipe out a rival family of politically set Duros. There are hundreds of their kind, not grouped by blood, but by their cause, who claim they are a new family, seek to raise enough credits to seize Duros for their own. There's a series of hunter droids that are new to the moon, and there's always Hanhar and Mira. They'll hunt each other until the sun of the system dies and beyond. Mira, what's a slave captured by Hanhar? He's still a bounty hunter, perhaps one of the best I've ever seen. Why? Because she does not kill except when she has to. She respects the hunt, not the slaughter. What about Hanhar? Hanhar, a beast, a Wookiee, brought from a mid-rim world near my world of Hiscor. He was captured by Circa, killed the Zerka slavers, now he hunts this moon and other systems. His bounty hunter has an excuse for taking slaves, and for breaking and killing humans wherever he can find. He is very dangerous and unstoppable when angry. Almost unstoppable. It is said he killed his own tribe, but no one knows for sure. Slaves brought to Smuggler's Moon but escaped. Best bounty hunter. Other questions? How do you know who I am? Much information reached Nar Shaddaa of you. Not many people recognize you. Perhaps you wonder why the surface of the moon does not swarm with bounty hunters eager to capture you. It is because they cannot. It is their law. Laws? Yes, there are oaths to the bounty hunter's creed, honored in blood. There are laws to hunt some bounties, once upheld, but no longer. It's not known to many, but the bounty hunter's creed has been infected. Laws are fragile, broken easily. What laws do they uphold? Contract is honored, and they are not to attack each other if they are chasing the same prey. That's why the Smuggler's Moon has become quieter in the past month. They all hunt Jedi, and they all hunt uselessly. Someone is playing them for fools. That is for the guild. See, no longer. No longer. The sun no longer drives me. The guild has killed it. Surely they killed their pledges and their oaths. Alright. He's not saying a whole lot.
Ugh, the stink here in the refugee sector is worse than the rest of Nar Shaddaa.
Commoner.
Hey, I saw that ship you flew in on. My ship.
What makes you think the ship's yours?
It's the Ebon Hawk, isn't it? She was stolen from me during a routine run in the Mid-Rim, near the close of the Mandalorian Wars.
Can prove it, I'll give it back to you.
The registry's 34P7JK. It's got a temperamental hyperdrive, and the turrets can be sluggish and unresponsive against fast-moving fighters. She's also got 2 secret compartments, one in the cargo hold, right near the plasteel cylinders in the back, and the second beneath the bunks in the starboard cabin.
That's right, but I didn't know about the cargo hatch.
Whoa, he could have gotten that information some other way than owning the ship. Come on, he's skifting us.
So, you gonna hand it over now, or are you going to be difficult?
Can I buy it from you?
No deal. A ship's worth its weight in spice on Nar Shaddaa, and nothing's worth being trapped here another year scrounging freight jobs.
The ship's yours, I'll return it to you.
What? It's our ship. I mean, your ship, that I fly.
Good to hear you aren't going to challenge it. That makes things a lot easier.
What are you doing? That's gonna trap us here.
Flying the Ebon Hawk is like painting a target on your forehead. I'm not doing him any favors.
Only going now. Get used to the solid ground beneath you.
Let me shoot him in the back. No one has to know.
I hope I didn't screw up. Okay, that doesn't seem like... So that takes us to the refugee sector. I'm telling you, it's all here. I told you 2 dozen cases. What am I supposed to do with 2? You're going to pay me for the 2. Boss. An ambush, you double-crossing leak who will adorn my wall. Squeak. Squick. Leave none alive. Wow, that's loud.
Let's settle this.
See ya. It's a good form. You look up, look at a human who's looking for no cred junk deals. Yes, human? No cred junk here. Only good cred weapons and good cred armor. No cred line. Only cred up from for any item. Look, but do not look long, as I have many customers waiting. I don't see any customers waiting. What do you know, human? You think sell businesses go elsewhere? Do Shaddaa not male, Rodian female? You are wrong. Calm down, I just said I don't see any customers. What's cause of not seeing customers? I tell you cause. Not male, Rodian female, Gita, snatch my business, take it from me. I'd pay good cred to see her gone, dead, ash. Brush her away like dust on cargo crate. She's hurting your business, maybe I could talk to her, reach a compromise. Can I offer good cred, but shave cred off stock? Make good cred worth better cred, maybe make worth your time? Sure. He won't. He won't sell anything to me till I deal with her.
Thoughts are disturbed. I can feel them from a great distance, like a shiver running through you.
I suddenly feel strange.
It is Nar Shaddaa, the true Nar Shaddaa that you feel around you. It is this moon, with the metal and machines stripped away and the currents of the Force laid bare.
I feel so alive, but with a desperation about it.
I'm surprised you can feel it. I fear the damage to you had deadened you to such perceptions. What you feel is the echo of the minds of these creatures within the Force. Their anger, their greed, their desperation. It is life.
Is there some way to heal it?
One might as well heal the universe, but such manipulation is possible, yes. It requires that one be able to feel the critical point within the fractured mass, and know how to strike it in such a way that the echoes travel to your intended destination.
That it is possible.
Not in the sense you understand it. The ability to fool the minds of others, to dominate them on a massive scale that you speak of, is not achieved best through raw power. Manipulation is done through propelling events, or selected ones, into motion. It is done through teaching, through example, and through conviction. And the greatest of victories are not manipulations at all, but simply awakening others to the truth of what you believe, of hearing it echoed around you in life. But let us be silent. Words and thoughts are distractions. Feel this moment, for as long as it will last.
Oh, we're being followed. Not yet, sister, we must wait. It's hard to wait. The beautiful exile is so close, so within reach. Still, we must. It is the anticipation, sister. Savor it. It's the waiting that makes the kill worthwhile. Okay, that's to the entertainment promenade. I didn't actually want to go in. Gita.
Please, look, I already paid the exchange what I have.
What you have, not enough. Pay all. We make up the percentage by taking the percentage of you back with us.
But I, oh, look! Here's the one with your credits. About time. Look, these gentlemen are getting impatient.
Yeah, the rest of that this one owes. Go on your way. There's no need for this. We'll go on our way.
Are you crazy? That was exchange muscle. When they hear about this, they'll come back a dozen strong and tear you limb from limb.
Aren't you gonna thank me?
Thank you? They'll be after me worse than ever. I'm laying low for a while. Maybe they'll forget about me.
Wow.
I guess the Jedi Code is still alive and well.
Maybe you're right. I had forgotten about attracting attention.
There's a lot of people who need help in the galaxy. If we stop to help each one, the Sith are going to be on us faster than anything. Let's just accomplish our mission first, then worry about everyone else.
Alright, we got some influence. Ducks. Vic, get up and go home, or else I'll tell Moto to. Ah, new face, come in. Welcome to Lupo's Soup Viewing Gallery. Is he okay? He's fine. What can I do for you? I'd like to place a bet. Let's go, never mind. You the owner of this establishment? My name is Lupo Shar, and you are? Brianna Bordeaux. Pleasure to see a new face. It is rare that a new racer joins our ranks. Oh, so. Well, there are not many people who can spare the credits to complete on a steady basis. Where do I sign up? Go back and talk to Moto, he'll set you up. Born Elise. Greetings, Off-Worlder. I am Born Elise. What is it you want? May I ask what you're doing here? How charming. May I ask what you're doing here? I'm thinking of racing my swoop bike. That would not be smart, at least not yet. And why is that? Racing now would be pointless. Lupo has a champion that cannot be beat. A droid. A droid? Oh, he's been taking advantage of the traffic and rich merchants by fixing the soup races on Nar Shaddaa. Being repeatedly hunted by the exchange for their cut of the profits, Lupo found a way to fix the races and keep every credit by going legit. So he built a droid to win the races. Or commissioned Coden to make a droid that could pilot a soup bike better than any sentient ever could. Droid would be a formidable opponent. The droid's body is a new pilot can withstand much greater trauma than flesh and blood. All safety features can be removed from the soup bike. So by not fixing the race anymore, the exchange couldn't claim a cut of the winnings. It's not the exchange's racers winning anymore, even the HUDs have rules. What are you getting at? As my father says, you can shave a Wookiee several times, but you can only skin him once. Meaning he scared away all the competition.
I
realized the champion was unbeatable, but that's dried up. So how do I beat him? I was hoping you'd ask me that. Just tell me what to do. This droid is kept in a cage in between races so as to not damage itself. See, Lupo is notoriously cheap and did not spring for any software upgrades beyond the piloting program. Go on. If Lupo's droid gets destroyed, he will not only lose the gallery, but his champion as well. The next racer to come along will not have very much competition. So what do? Just so happens I have access to the droid's cage. Okay, what good does that do? Someone wanted to reprogram the droid or sabotage it in some fashion, they would need the access codes to the cage. Great, what are the codes? Not so fast. If Lupo sees that someone has tampered with the droid, he could have fixed and changed the cage's codes. You must destroy it on the first try. If you're not up to the task, you'll render my codes useless. Can reprogram the computer behavior core with the process delay without him realizing it. Sound like you know what you're about. Here are the codes. Ah, snap. Oh, stranger, is it not beautiful? It is. I knew you would have understanding. You're not local and can see the city for what it is. What do you see? Nar Shaddaa teems with much hope, but all hope is for nothing. Hope is gone. All credits go to Swoopbike, but still I lose. Soup is the only way for some to leave planet. If Racer wins the races, prize winnings will pay a passage aboard transport. Sounds like you have a plan. Lupo Shar got a champion that cannot be beat. Worst of all, it is a droid. How are we supposed to compete with the machine? As we are approaching the situation from the right direction. Whether direction is there, droid's brain will always be faster than Sentient's brain. No one can hope to beat him. Remove the inertial reducers. With less weight, the droid's suit can go much faster and maneuver much quicker to avoid the fan's blasts. There are fans along the course that will blow you up. Down, left, or right. Just compensate for them or else you will crash. Thanks for the tip. Maybe someone can even the odds. Huh. We have a lot to do.